Hello everyone, and you're watching Bitcoin Bubble News channel. I'm trying to do something so cocky and pumped up right now that I think you should take a break and drink something cold and tasty before you watch this movie. So if you know the juice is about to be let loose, hit that like button, subscribe button, and sign up for FearMax right now. You only have 6 days to sign up if you want to avoid QIC and buy Bitcoin or any other coin. So let's jump right into where we think Bitcoin might be having its first possible little pumpy above the 200-day moving average, which is this white line. This is big. It's a very important moment. This is where we draw the easiest trend line. Depending on what happens, this is the third time we've made it past this line. The first time was in May and the second time was at the end of July or the beginning of August. What takes place here could make or break things in a big way. Several things happen here that turn myths into stories and legends into myths. Some people also change. This could be the most important moment, if I'm being honest, in the history of people. That's one reason I say that. You might be wondering why I'm saying something so crazy. Look at this. If you measure from the low, Bitcoin is now in the same place it was at the beginning of the last two rounds. The current cycle can be seen as this purple line. Right now, this is pretty much where we are. Okay, here it is. How does it look when you look at the lows? Okay, these are the lows. The green line shows the last market wave. The bull market in 2017 is shown by the green line. We're right here in the purple, whatever you call it, it looks kind of purple. What do you see? Well, we're right now at that exact point and we started taking off just before that. It happens just at the right time, a certain amount of time after the halves. It's just right because we are now in Q4, which has historically been the most bullish quarter for Bitcoin overall. In contrast, September has a history of being very bearish. That's not true for October, but it's called October because prices tend to go up a lot in that month. How juicy this can get and how fast it can happen is just, I can't go on. We have not yet received the daily close while I record. The daily end will have happened by the time you watch this video since I'm recording it just before the end. So about 30 minutes before. So by the time you watch this, you'll have seen a glimpse of the future that I right now am living in the past. If you look at the Bitcoin monthly chart again, I think it shows something completely crazy. That's the easiest way to put it. That double top is the top of the last bull market. It doesn't get any more complicated than that. Since 7 months ago, we've been shaping this huge cup and handle into what is basically this handle. Let's say I woke up one night and took out my diary. I would write down all of my hopes and dreams for how I want this Bitcoin bull market to go. To be honest, I would write something like this in my diary. Like this, I would hope that something would be happening. But guys, here we are. Our names are not in my diary at this time. We're really here. The way things are going in real life shows us that we do have this huge bull trend. We have also stopped all of this downward progress. I can't think of a better way to set up the technology. You also talk about the basics. Wow, this is the first time ever that Bitcoin ETFs have been accepted. In this case, BlackRock is promoting Bitcoin. If you could go back 2 years and tell me where we would be at the end of 2024, I would say fast forward me to the end of 2024 because I want to see those gains. Okay, this might give us the best chance of making the most progress. I don't know what to say, it's so crazy. Still, this is such an important trend line that we need to look at it. This moving average is very important. Also on the weekly chart, this is the closest this Bitcoin MACD has ever been to turning green. It's getting really close, it won't take much longer. Just a few more days of nice green. A bullish cross will happen, which is something that everyone already knows. This is the first time that the RSI has seen a bullish cross. This year too, I only know that things can get really big and pumpy here, and when you add in this huge cup and handle pattern, guys, you should know that institutions, not just people on YouTube and people who watch YouTube, also do technical research. At this point, everyone knows this. At this point, they know this for the first time in history. This is also the start of what I think was the first bull run in history. Now, institutions know how crazy these bull markets are and how important and significant the half is. Think about how much money these trillion-dollar asset managers and hedge funds, as well as the people who have been following crypto traders for 8 years make. They're really interested in this for the first time and are going to try to get as much out of it as possible. They're watching and looking at the same maps. Not only that, but this isn't even very subtle. This is not what I thought it meant. This is just obviously the technicals are just screaming how bullish this setup is right now. Okay, people, you can read tea leaves sometimes. People think about technical analysis as a way to know for sure which way to go. However, you would have to really push to change even this 3 to 4 year macro trend into something else, especially with all the macro changes we've seen. As I said in the last video, we still have about 400 days to go before this market will reach its all-time high of about 350 days. For example, if you look at history, it's about 550 days after the halves. There is still a lot of time, but to be honest, I asked on Twitter a few days ago, what price do you think Bitcoin will have to be at before people text you who aren't into crypto? This could be your mom, dad, uncles, aunts, friends, ex-spouses, or anyone else who doesn't usually ask you about Bitcoin. When are they going to text you? And most of the people who answered, I got hundreds of them, said about 100K. The level 100 is huge. It's a new all-time high by a lot. The number 6 will be the first time Bitcoin has ever been seen. And I think that Bitcoin is going to hit 100,000 in the next 300 days or so. Not too far away. In all honesty, I believe it's very likely to happen in the next few months. If October goes as planned, it might happen before the end of the year. That wouldn't even be crazy. Remember that the picture you see here right now shows the total value of all cryptocurrencies, not just Bitcoin. This is all cryptocurrencies, not just Bitcoin. When this is over, which will be in about 550 days, altcoins are usually the ones that cause this last big jump and drop. Bitcoin, on the other hand, generally peaks much earlier. Because Bitcoin pumps first and a lot of money goes into high cap alts, then low cap alts, and finally micro cap alts, at least in the past. Really though, I mean, it's just such a good setup. Today is a good day for the stock market. It may have reached a new high. Yes, I believe it set a new record today. It looks like this could get really big really quickly. No one can say for sure what second or day it will be. But what I'm saying is that I've been looking at these charts for about 8 years to see how they've changed over time. And this doesn't happen very often at all. Every 4 years it only takes place once. That's not what I mean. Well, basically when we hit those previous all-time highs, we really start to rise, and those previous all-time highs become a distant memory. We just keep going up and up for months, weeks, months and months at a time, which is a lot like this period this is during. Bitcoin will only go up for about 5 months from October 2020 to March 2021. Then altcoins really went up a lot in this range while Bitcoin's price stayed the same, right? Altcoins made the most money right here, while Bitcoin traded sideways at the top and at the second or double top. However, man, that was truly amazing. It will be interesting to see if this high closes every day. At the end of the day, the most important thing is for Bitcoin to get a daily close above 65,000 US dollars. This line is very close to that level.